What do my NT boys coming through once again? And on today's video, we're gonna bring another one. This time it happened in Salinas Valley. Yes, another unalive in CDCR. And it's just another one to the books, right? Look, the thing about this is that all of a sudden we are paying attention to a lot of things that are happening in CDCR, right? But if you were to ask me, man, it's not like this just started. No, I believe that now we're paying more attention to it because of the social media stuff. All of this stuff used to happen before, but before it was more local news, right? If you're were from certain county and we had a news station right there, they'll report if something happened in the prisons in that area, right? Now, now with social media, everybody gets the notifications of, hey man, somebody became unalive on this day, whatever. And we have a lot of people like me putting this information out there for you guys to see, right? So I don't think that nowadays there's more violence, right? I think there's always been like that behind those walls, man. That is the culture of the prisons in California. Period. Now, sad incidents, we have to understand that the victim had a family out there and somebody who's crying for him right now, right? But the thing about this is that it just shows you the reality within the walls of CDCR. A lot of people want to speak about it. They want to act like they were about that life. And the only people who know about this are the ones who are behind the walls, are the ones who are doing a gang of time, and they're had to be in that one place for years, right? Because somebody who goes in and out and be like, hey man, I just came from this, you're like, come on man, that don't mean nothing. When you have to live right there for a minute and do everything right there for a minute, that's when you realize the dangers of that place, and you get to respect it, right? You get to respect it, and you'll see that in certain individuals in the way they carry themselves, how they act and stuff like that. That's just my opinion. So before we continue with this story, man, don't forget to hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you nothing, man. And at the end of the day, you're just helping my channel to be pushed out there, which I'll highly appreciate it. So trip on this, right? The story goes to April 8th, 2025. So around 5:30 p.m., two individuals were seen by the cops getting off on another inmate, right? These two inmates were allegedly inmate Gregory, who was 30 years old at the time, and inmate Nicholas Young, who was 32. These two inmates were seen by the cops attacking Joseph Mendoza, who was 36 at the time, right? And he's no longer with us. So this happened on the day room. Usually how I know about this stuff here and there, what I heard, right, is that sometimes you get a deal with the cops and where they tell you this, man. It's like, if you're going to do something, man, if you're going to clean up house, try to do that outside. Try to do that in the yard, because I don't want to deal with the paperwork in my building. I don't want to clean up the pepper spray. I don't want to do none of that stuff. Usually that's how the inmates do it. But now pay attention to this. Remember that CDCR had a statewide modified program, because this is not lockdown, because I know people were saying it was a lockdown, but if it's a lockdown, how this happen? Cannot happen during a lockdown. Maybe it can happen during modified program, and where they let people run around stuff like that without handcuffs, right? A lockdown, you have to walk with the handcuffs, and that's what I said before, right? That CDCR had a modified program, and a lot of people were talking about it was a lockdown. Well, there's a big difference between modified program and a lockdown, and it shows you right here. Modified program, you can move around without handcuffs. Lockdown, you have to walk with handcuffs, which I'm assuming they still got the modified program on all level 4s, which this year is a level 4 180, Salinas Valley CR, who's very known statewide for their violence, right? So as the cops seen these two individuals poking, stabbing this inmate, right? Because it is a level 4 180, there's no hands policy, meaning if you're gonna do something, you have to do it with the weapon, right? If you start throwing punches right here, man, you're gonna get in trouble, man. Trust me. So as the cops approached the incident, right, they told the inmates to get down. Tell them to get down, and usually the inmates were not compliant. Usually when things happen like this, they tell you, do not stop until they use force. Do not stop until they use force. Meaning that as you're hitting this individual, stabbing them, and the back of your mind is like, man, I wish they don't use the Mini 14. because who's going to be? It's either going to be him or me. I'm talking about the attackers. That's always in the back of your mind. Trust me, it's a very scary situation. It is scary, man, because you're doing that, but at the same time, you're thinking, hopefully they used a mini block. Hopefully they hit me with a baton or something, because I'm ordered not to stop until they use force, man. And this is exactly what happened, right? A functioning level 4 180 move right here. Now, so as these teammates were not listening to the direct orders, they used the black gun, right? And they shot a couple times. Eventually, this individual stopped, right? After that, they got handcuffs and got taken to the program office. Now, as for the victim, Joseph Mendoza, he was taken to a medical facility, which he was pronounced unalive 30 minutes later, which I'm pretty sure he was already unalive, man. And it's just a matter of somebody saying, okay, he's unalive, man. Simple as that. Let me sign this paper. Now, listen to the story. So Joseph Mendoza came into the system in 2009. He was sentenced to 22 years and 4 months. Eventually, he ended up catching more time behind the walls. I believe he caught a weapon charge and battery on non-prisoner, right? He ended up doing a shoot term in Tehachapi and was sentenced to 4 years. They added 4 more years to his sentence, right? Now, mind you, this guy's already had 22 years, so you add 4 years to his sentence and be doing 26 years around there, right? That's his max sentence if he's maxed out. Let's not forget this individual is in a level 4 180, meaning that he probably was getting in trouble behind those walls. Period. I don't know if he was maxed out or not, but what I can tell you is that he was closer with getting home than actually not getting home. So it is a sad situation when you gave everything to the cause for what? The reputation, your standings, and at the end of the day, they take everything away from you, your life and your reputation. They take all that shit away for you, because if you want to be realistic and you want to be G with it, this individual was considered not good at the time that he was hit, because if he was considered good, he would never be hit, right? So I know a lot of people like to say RIP this, RIP that, because he still wasn't the main line, but he was considered not good no more, right? If you want to keep it 100. And it is a good way to think about this is that, man, I sacrificed my life for something that at the end of the day came back and bite me on the ass. And now what? Who's the one who has to pay for this, right? Not the homies, not CDCR, not the cost, but the family members. The family members of that individual is the one who's going to pay for the funeral, are the ones who are suffering right now. And it goes with this. Whenever you do something and you think nobody gets affected except you, no. There's people who are affected because of this, man. And that's going to be your family. So always think that. Man. Don't forget about that, man. I'm not here telling you, go this way and do this. Man, hell nah. Do you. At the end of it, it's your life. But be smart about it. Be smart about it. And I'm just telling you a story. If you want to listen to it, go ahead. If you don't, man, that's on you, man. All I'm doing is showing you what's happening, and that last decision is on you, man. So with this being in, we are out to next video. Muchas gracias. And don't forget, the family is the one who's being affected. Ahora sí, al ratos.